Rivera, and I'm here with Bob Munce, and we are at the CPE convention, and we are in this spring event and interviewing Bob Munce. And I just want to ask you, Mr. Munce, what got you started in the book industry?
Well, I was exposed to the book industry a long time ago. My grandmother was a romance Christian fiction author. Grace Livingston Hill was her name, and she's sort of the mother of modern Christian romance fiction. And so I grew up with that, and then my mother also wrote Christian fiction and also started and ran a Christian school. So I've been exposed to Christian writing for a long time.
And are you an author yourself?
I wrote one book. It was the biography of Grace Livingston Hill, since at the time she was selling a couple of million copies a year. So there was a big readership, and I thought, well, people probably want to know about this lady and her Christian testimony, and so that's why I wrote the book.
So, Mr. Munce, tell me about your bookstore. You had a bookstore yourself.
Yes.
And where was that at?
Well, my bookstore, the first bookstore that I opened was in Mombasa in Kenya in Eastern Africa.
And Eastern Africa, well, first let me just ask you, how did you end up there?
I've been interested in missions for a long time, and so I'm trying to remember the date. I think in 1968 or 1969, I decided I was going to go on a trip, and so I bought myself a ticket from Florida, where I live, and went to Israel for a week, and then I went to Eastern Africa for 3 weeks and lived with missionaries and observed what they were doing. And one of the people that I met said, "Oh, you should come down to Mombasa and see what I do." And he had a church ministry in Mombasa, and he took me around Mombasa, and he said, "What do you do?" And I said, "Well, I'm a road rep. I'm a salesman." And he said, "You should be doing something more important than that. You should open a Christian bookstore right here in Mombasa." I couldn't believe that somebody would ask me that. And so I said, "Well, how would I do that?" He said, "Well, you quit your job and you'd come back here and you'd open up a Christian bookstore. You need to pray about that." And so I went home and I prayed about it, and I thought, I think the Lord really wants me to do this. So I sold all my stuff. I was single. Sold all my stuff, moved to Kenya, and tried to learn a little Swahili and other languages and things like that. Met a wonderful woman, married her. So I married a missionary lady, and we went to Mombasa together and opened up a Christian bookstore, and ended up staying there for 12 years.
Well, that is getting the gospel around the world. And I think that's what I love so much about bookstores, is that bookstores are filled with wonderful literature, wonderful books, filled with the Bible, the Word of God. And there's a world that's waiting to hear about Jesus Christ. It can change them and give them hope. And so this is so exciting. I think that is phenomenal. Have you been back to Africa since then?
Yes, I've been back to Africa quite a bit since then, but not particularly recently. But I've traveled extensively in Africa, in other countries as well as Kenya, and doing Christian literature work. And I love selling Christian books and meeting Christian people and doing literature evangelism.
Well, we are having a wonderful event at the Expo here. We have many vendors that come from all over the United States, and we also have bookstore owners that come. What was your vision behind starting the CPE?
Well, CPE was, in a sense, already started, because many years ago, I'm thinking 30 or 40 years ago, there were people that had regional Christian book trade shows, and Christian bookstores would attend them and buy product, and also have seminars on how to run their businesses better, and have speakers to come in that were inspirational and would help them in their spiritual walk and in their walk with the Lord. So as different people or different organizations ran these regional trade shows, they would get tired of doing it, or something would happen and they would pass it on to somebody else. So I'm sort of the fourth generation of picking up regional Christian bookstores. So it's not my idea. It's something that just kind of came my way one time.
Well, it is a wonderful event, and it's an event that maybe you as a bookstore owner have maybe never heard of. And so it's a place that you can come, you can meet great manufacturers and distributors of Christian product to fill your stores with. And so what is, well, we have special speakers that come all the time to CPE, and this year we had Michael W. Smith. What was your heart
How good
behind?
was that?
Yeah, it was fantastic. We actually had a session, a private worship session, where he was in there and just close and personal. Tell us, what was it about Michael? You know, why did you think to bring him to the CPE event?
Well, everybody likes Michael W. Smith as far as I can tell. And I mean, he's just a stalwart in the Christian community and has a wonderful testimony, and he's a great talent. So many songs that we sing at church, he's written, and we've been inspired as well by his talent in singing them. So it was just a natural to ask somebody with that much esteem in the Christian community to come and present his wonderful work to us. And of course, our Christian bookstores stock and sell his product, and so that was why we wanted him to come.
Well, I will tell you, as a new author myself, this has been a great place to network. I have met literary agents. I have met some of the top distributors and publishers in the Christian field. And so what would you say to possible book owners that have never attended a CPE event?
Why haven't you? Everybody's invited to CPE. Any Christian bookstore, unaffiliated stores that are affiliated with marketing groups or members of the Christian Booksellers Association. Any Christian bookstore is welcome to come to CPE. And we even provide some travel money to get you here. There's a little bit of a process to go through, but it's not difficult, and you get reimbursed for coming. So there's many incentives to come to CPE, and I hope that you've noticed it's a fun event, and a lot of good Christian fellowship goes on here, as well as trade show business.
It is. It's a well-organized event. I love it, from all of your staff, all of your team that is here. They greet us at the front door. Actually, we get freebies, which I love. I always walk away with a box of books. We're getting to meet authors. It's just phenomenal. The product lines that come out, there's great sponsors that come in. So if you have a store and you're looking for new and exciting product, if you want to meet new authors and even invite authors, one of the things that I love, Mr. Munce, is that as an author, it's been a great way to connect with the bookstore owners that would invite me in as an author. And so it's been a great place to network, and I just want to thank you. I know that we have this show, and then we also have a show in the fall. So what's a great way that they can get in touch with CPE if they're interested in attending, either as an exhibitor or as a bookstore owner?
Well, probably the easiest way is to go online and Google Munce Marketing Group, which is the mother company of CPE, and then they can find the dates, and they can find the telephone number, and they can call and talk to one of the staff members or send us an email.
Well, it's been so great for you to tune in, and we just hope that you will come out one day and attend one of the CPE events.